welcome to today's Almost Daily Devotion. We're in the first letter of John, chapter 2. We're going to, or 3, I'm sorry, and we're going to start with the 16th verse. And it goes like this. This is how we know love. Jesus laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. But if a person has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need, and that person doesn't care, how can the love of God remain in him? Little children, let's not love with words or speech, but with action and truth. This is how we will know that we belong to the truth and reassure our hearts in God's presence. Even if our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our hearts and knows all things. Dear friends, if our hearts don't condemn us, we have confidence in relationship to God. We receive whatever we ask from him because we keep his commandments and do what pleases him. This is his commandment, that we believe in the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, and love each other as he commanded us. The person who keeps his commandments remains in God, and God remains in him. And this is how we know that he remains in us, because of the Spirit that he has given to us. Faith and love is a risky proposition. It's a challenging proposition. It's a difficult proposition. It's not always an easy thing to love first. In fact, sometimes I find it quite challenging. The only way that people know what's in our hearts, the only way that people can see us witness to our faith is through the things that we do. The words that we say don't often, almost never, carry as much weight as the way we behave, the things that we do, the practices that we put into place. And so it's always a challenge that we have to ask ourselves, are we choosing love first? Do our actions show an ethic of faith, an ethic of love? The way we see other people and the way that we treat other people should be done through the lens of the self-sacrificial love that Christ offers us. And when we see people through that lens of love, it causes us to see them differently. It causes us to treat them differently. And sometimes that can be a challenging thing. That can be a hard thing because some people are not very lovable. Some people are negative. They're Debbie Downers, they're, whatever cliche you want to put in there. They're just people who see the worst, or to choose in some extent misery or anger. And it's difficult to love those people. It's difficult to extend love to people that you know are saying things about you behind your back. So how does it change how we treat those people if we choose not to respond to them in the way that they are treating us? If we choose to respond to them through eyes of love, through acts of love, a deeply rooted love that comes from faith, from believing that God enables us to be and to do as God did. Faith and love have to coexist. If you have faith, you have to love. And if you really love people the way Jesus loves people, you're going to have a deep well of faith because it's hard. So what barriers do we put in place? What keeps us from loving other people in the way that Christ would love them? And if we really take that seriously, how do we change how we see other people?